Hello friends, Renu Mishra is back again with a new topic. Today we are going to see civics of standard 6th. The topic is diversity in society. Yeah children, we know there is a diversity in Indian society. When we talk about India, we can see various languages, religions, cultures, ethnics are followed in our country. Now first let me explain you about the meaning of diversity. What do you mean by diversity? Diversity means variations or varieties. As we know, Indian society comprises of 7 religions and 1652 languages. 22 are the official languages and remaining are the regional languages. A country with a huge diversity is sustaining and existing, but still we call it as a democratic country. So today we are going to learn about the diversity of Indian society. Let's continue. So in this lesson, we are going to see 4 topics in which the lesson is divided. The first topic is diversity is our strength. Second one, the principle of secularism. Third, the contribution of society to our development. And the fourth is regulation of society. So our topic is divided between in 4 parts. In first part, we are going to see about the strength. Diversity, we are going to use it as a strength of the country, not as a weakness. And the second topic, we can see that the secularism. Secularism is one of the things where all religions, languages are finding themselves as the safe, secured. The government takes the guarantee to protect all the religion, all the languages, all the caste of the country. In the third part, we will see the contribution of society to our development. As we know, India is a diverse country, but the population or the society, it contributes a lot to maintain the diversity in the country. Along with the diversity, to do the development of the country. That is the reason why we can say India is the 7th largest nation with the 2nd largest populated country, but still India is a developing country. Regulations of society. Now friends, we know there are certain rules and regulations which a society has to follow. If any country is a democratic country, the rules and regulations are made by the constitution, and this constitution to be followed by the population of society. So guys, this was in short, I gave you the information about the lesson. Now let's see what do you mean by the topics one by one. Here we come with the introduction of the lesson. In this introduction, it is given, as I told you, that there are many languages which are followed in our culture, which is followed in our country. There are 7 religions are followed. Apart from these religions, all languages have their own culture. They have their own customs. They have their own traditions. So along with the different languages, religions, cultural traditions, India is a united country. India is a secular country. Now we can say when we want to know about the differences or the diversity, but in spite of this diversity, today India is called as a rich cultural nation. Indian culture is assumed as the rich culture in the world. We live along with the people. If we see our society, the society comprises of so many people, those who belong to different languages, different caste, different religions. They follow different culture. Their food habits differs. Their tradition differs from each other. Like we can see, we are surrounded with Marathi, Kannada, Telugu, Bengali, Hindi, Gujarati. and Urdu languages are there in and around. These various language people celebrate various festivals. The way of worshipping are different. Now, we say India is a country which consists all those religions. These which regions and different regions. Those regions have different historical legacies, where this diversities is shared and celebrated. The diversity and shared, and also we celebrate this diversity. As all these different communities are existing in our country, but still they live together. They live together from long years. From many years they are together. And in spite of being different in caste, religion, tradition, there is a feeling of belongingness, feeling of oneness, which we call as the unity. And this feeling of unity is there in the Indian society. Because of that, India is called as the United Nations. Now let us come to the first topic, that is diversity is our strength. Now, as we know, we live in different groups. When we live in the different groups, we come across with the experiences of coexistence. Now, what is this coexistence? Coexistence means when we come across with the people from other community, other caste, other creed, other race, other sex, we come together. And being together, we share the traditions, we share the customs, and the way of life which we live. Apart from this, we respect to each other's feeling, we respect each other's culture, we respect each other's tradition. This entire thing we see in our society of India. And because of these things helps us to increase the feeling of unity in the society. This is what social unity. And because of the social unity, we are ready to help us to face many difficulties. When we are united, we face natural calamities, social calamities together. We just stand shoulder to shoulder with each other, and we face this problem. And definitely, we try to solve this problem with a mutual cooperation and mutual support. Now, this was diversity. Diversity is our strength. I hope you all understood this topic. Now let's move to the next topic. That is the principle of secularism. Just now I told you secularism. Secularism is a word secure. That means security. You are safe. You are secured. Indian society, as we know, consists of the people from different religions. But still all the religions are getting equal importance and equal support from the nation. No discrimination is done on the basis of caste, class, race, sex or gender. All are treated equally. Because in Indian constitution there is a very important provisions that all religions should be treated equally and every religion will have the equal status in the society. No religion will be found that they are facing some insecularism. That means all are given proper protection, proper support. Freedom is for everyone, for whatever they worship or whatever faith they believe in. This entire thing is helps a country to develop a feeling of mutual understanding. Because of mutual understanding, we face the problems unitedly. Now, India is an important secular nation of the world. We all know that. We have great linguistic means languages, and we have lots of religious diversity in our country. Even though with such a variation, we can say we try to preserve the diversity. Now, diversity means in sounds and healthy manner. We also accept the principle of secularism. Now, here some examples are given in your textbook. Like as we know, India has not recognized with any religion. India is not called as the Muslim nation or Hindu nation or Christian nation. No religion is a national religion in India. So all religions are treated equally. Whereas, second point you can see, children, every person is free to worship as per their language, as per their religion, and they also are free to choose their religion of their choice. It's not necessary that if you're born in a particular religion family, you should die as that religion only. You have the choice. The choice is given in our country, in a democratic country, where any religion we are free to choose, and we can change our religion. We can worship any religion. So that is one of the point of secularism. Third, we can say again, in the third point you can see, children, no discriminations can be done among the people on the basis of their religion. Let them belong to any religion, but all are treated equally by the constitution, all are treated equally before the law, all are given equal status in the society. Fourth point you can see, very beautifully it is explained over there, that everyone in the society get the opportunities, chance for education. You belong to any caste, any creed, any sex, any race, any language, but you will be allowed, you are getting the freedom to take the education. You also get the freedom to choose your career, to get a job, to use our professions, or even all the religions are given equal opportunities for the government job. So no discrimination is done on the basis of religion. Next, next we want to tell you that there is a certain special provision. Provision means there is certain rule which is in our constitution, which is written. This is only for protecting a religious and linguistic minority. Linguistic minority means languages minority. Now what is minority, children? See, minority, as we know in our country, some of the minority religions are there. So these minority religions are also getting equal opportunities, equal chance and equal importance in the country. So that is what their linguistic and cultural identities are also preserved. They are also free to bring any development for their communities through education. So minority, you can see, you must have heard that there are many schools and colleges in our country which is having the minority quota. Now what is minority? Because that institute will be set up by one particular minority religions or minority languages, and those religions and minority languages will be getting more importance, and they can do the development, they can do the changes in their communities, in the education field, in the societies. And the last point we are going to see that because of this secularism, we can say in India it's possible to maintain religious harmony in Indian society. That means religious equality, religious friendship, religious respect for every religion is seen in the Indian society. So here we have completed with the 2.2 second topic. Now let us see 2.3, the third topic, which consists of certain parts. Now 2.3 will give us the information about the contribution of society to our development. It's not only the country which is doing the development. See, country is made up of with a society, and society plays very important role in the development. And of course society is made up of we people, we common people. It doesn't matter that we belong to which caste, which class, which language, which gender. It doesn't differs. It doesn't matters. We people, we make as an individual, we make a society, and the society contributes. Society helps the country to do the development. Now we have learned so many things by living in the society. There are many values, many qualities which we get imbibed, we get inculcated ourselves after studying this after living in the society, or after being with the society, being a part of the society, which also helps individual person to develop himself, herself, or for the development of the personality. Now let us see what are the contributions of the society. Which contribution the society gives us, the society makes, so that the country can develop or for individuals development. Very first topic is the cooperation. See, when we talk about the cooperation, our society in which we live, that is actually one of the example of cooperation or mutual understanding between the individuals. So when we have the understanding among ourselves, when we have the understanding among people, among human beings, somewhere we have to do the adjustment, somewhere we get the freedom, somewhere we have to depend on others, and somewhere someone others are depending on us. So this is what mutual cooperation. With this mutual cooperation, we also we also consist the feelings of sharing of the things, or we can say, if my neighbor is in the need, I am ready to help my neighbor. So sharing, helping to others. Sometimes other person, sometime my friend, my colleague, or my neighbor, if they are facing some problems, definitely I find it's my responsibility to help them out, to solve that, to bring them out from the difficulties. So this is what this is a cooperation. Like, we can say sometimes the natural calamities occur in the society. So when the natural calamities occur, it can be flood, famine, earthquake, or it can be coronavirus. We can say with our mutual cooperation and support, we try to help each other by the attitude of cooperation, and then definitely we overcome from the situation. So this is what a society, that is what a cooperation. If in a society there will be lack of cooperation, then definitely the progress is not going to take place in the country. So for the progress of the country, for the progress of the individual, definitely cooperation and interdependence of the society plays very important role. And it is a process of inclusion and of moving ahead, taking the entire society together, taking all the sections of the society together, and moving ahead towards the development. Now next topic we will see, that is the tolerance and understanding. Say tolerance, what do you mean by tolerance? You know, many places in our life we have to do the adjustment. We have to do the adjustment. It can be, example is given in a textbook, like in your childhood you want a bicycle of gear, but you are not getting that. You do the adjustment with your simple bicycle. In the same way, in the society, many places we have to do the adjustments. So but now we know whether if I am doing this adjustment, then it will be good for the society, it will be good for the individual, and it will be good for a human race, human being. So in spite of these things, in spite of having the mutual misunderstanding, in spite of having the clashes in the thoughts, opinions, perspectives, values, but still somewhere we cooperate. We try to understand the situation, because of which we can say the disputes or conflicts, it gets solved. So this is what tolerance and understanding. If there is a cooperation in the society, at the time there can be, we can find there can be differences also. There will be differences in the opinion, there can be differences in the mental status, there can be differences in the thoughts. So because of these differences, many disputes and conflicts also occurs. But in spite of these all things, sometimes when there is a lag of agreement, then lack of agreement of opinion, then the clashes occurs. But somewhere the people have to do the adjustment with this, from this. So people find a way to resolve conflicts. Always, if I had a fight with my neighbor, I need to find a solution to stop this conflict, to solve these issues, to solve these clashes. And at the end, sometimes I may do the adjustment, sometimes my neighbor can do the adjustment. So here, this is called as the understanding each other. And this is what shows the spirit of tolerance. Now, tolerance, we cannot say that tolerance occurs only in the society. Tolerance can occur within us, in our attitude. Sometimes, with the attitude, understanding, we try to learn lots of things which is going on in and around nearby us. Always, we are ready to accept the new ideas, new challenges. Day by day, we can see the country is moving toward the techno world. We are trying to grasp the new thing. We are trying to accept the new ideas. We are trying to become a techno savvy because we know that this is going to help us in a future. It will enrich our life. It will enrich our social life. So because of that, we become more tolerant. We try to learn the things because we want the society should be given the opportunity to live, to learn simple methods, how to maintain equality in the society, how to maintain peace in the society, how to treat everyone equal, how to maintain well-being in the society. So because of to maintain peace and security in the society, intolerance is also one of the important factors. Now you can see here in this the example is given. There are three examples given. First example in which it is given that one student uh, is packed full of there is a hall where which is completely occupied. It is packed of the student. And then finally you, suppose for example you, the one who is listening to me, you see a person who is standing. Then what do? You move your bench little, you move on your bench. Why? Because we want to give that person also the space to occupy, to sit on the bench. So this is what, even though I know or you know, you will be having some trouble, you have to face some trouble. You cannot adjust in that four, in place of 3 4 hours sitting, but still you are ready to do the intolerance because you know this person, I should help him. So this is what mutual cooperation. This is intolerance. This is adjustment. Second example already I told you about the cycle. Third, sometimes we can see, suppose you and your friend both are very good friend, but your families are not having good relations with each other. So there are certain clashes, there are certain disputes which goes on between you and your friend's family. But finally, after certain period, you try to cooperate with each other. You try to solve the disputes. You try to solve that issues, and then finally afterwards you can see the problem is solved on the mutual concern, mutual cooperation. No need to go to the court. And we can see at the certain space of time, at certain uh, different certain time span, we can find that both the families can become a good friend. So these are some of the examples which we can say it tells us about what is intolerance. Tolerance. What is tolerance? Next topic which we are going to see, there's an opportunity to perform different roles. Now, as in the society, one individual person plays different roles. Like, for example, a person can be a head of the family, a person can be a member of the society, a person can be a employee of his office, a person can be a student of the school, a person can be a member of parliament. So, these many, one individual person has to play these many roles. And everywhere the person has to perform his or her duty. In a family, the person has to perform his duty as a family head. In the society, he has to perform as a society member. In organization, working place, he has to play his role as an employee, as a boss, whatever. In the city, he has to pay as a, he is a citizen of India, he is a citizen of this city. So all these role, one individual person has to play all this role. While playing the role, the person has to maintain bond with many people, in house with the family, in the society with the people, in a building with the belongings, in the office as the colleagues, in the school as a student friend. So same, so many roles we play at one particular time. So this opportunity, we get opportunity to play different roles, and in every roles we have certain, we have in every place we have certain roles. Like you can see this web diagram. See, you can see your parents. So you can be as a student in the childhood, you have played the role as a student. Then your son or daughter to your parents, then you have to play the role of the child. Then your granddaughter, grandson of your grandparents, there you have to play the child of the granddaughter, grandson. Then you are a member of your circle as a friend circle. Then you can be a class representative, or you can say class monitor. Then somewhere you, if you're in the sports, you are a sportsman, sports person. There you have to you have to play the role of sports personship. Then again in the cleanliness, you are the one of the cleanliness ambassador or representative who is looking after the cleanliness of the society or cleanliness of the school. or sometimes in the society, in your family, in your house, nearby, in your society, in your building, in your campus. You can be a member of your children's society, of your childhood friends. So, one individual person can play so many roles in and around, and for every role, the person has to change his part, the person has to change his role. Now, this we were talking about the society, how to deal with. The last topic which we are going to see, that's the regulation of society. As we know, every independent country has its own constitution. As India is a democratic country, so every democratic country has its own constitution. What is constitution, children? See, constitution is one of the book in which the rules and regulations are mentioned, which every individual is expected to follow and to act according to that. So, even though we are a social animal, we live in the society, but there are certain rules and regulations, there are certain law and order which we have to follow as a society member, and then we can act according to that. So, law is different for different traditions, different customs, or we can say the regulation of the society. Whatever rules and regulations are made in the society, these rules and regulations are definitely based on the law and order. This law and order is looked by the different organizations and different institute. Even we can say the government bodies are also involved in this. Like you can say on the local level, in your local level, you can see the constituencies are there. That's district level, you can see the district constituencies are there. On the state level, we can see the state government is there. On the central level, you can see the central government is there. And on the national, you can see a national government is there. So these are the small or big organizations or institutions which look after to maintain the law and order in the society. So this was the lesson which we have completed. Hope so you all have understood the lesson properly. Thank you. We'll meet in the next video with a new lesson. Thank you, friends.